More picture-perfect weather earlier today, bright sunny skies. Overnight tonight, Alexa, it's going to be clear, low temperature dipping down to 53 degrees.
Tonight will be beautiful. Tomorrow, I think we're going to see completely blue skies, not a cloud in the sky, Jeff.
0% chance of rain, according to the WVTT Severe Weather Action Team. And the complete forecast is coming up. Stick around. WVTT's World News Roundup. First, a wave of kidnappings in Lebanon linked to the Syrian crisis. Now, deadly clashes. At least 5 people were killed today in Tripoli, Lebanon's second largest city. Fighting broke out between a Sunni community that's hostile to the Syrian regime and an Alawite community that supports it. CNN's Arwa Damon has more.
This is just one of the ways the Syrian uprising is manifesting itself in Lebanon, along a Sunni Alawite sectarian front line in the northern city of Tripoli, with the Lebanese army trying to pound both sides into submission. Some residents choose to move to safer ground. Others hang around nervously in doorways, now living on the lower floors. We spent Eid under gunfire. We had to eat in the stairway, this woman says, referring to the holiday at the end of the holy month of Ramadan. Many admit they often don't know how the fighting starts or how it ends. But what they do know is that events in Syria are aggravating long-standing tensions between these communities. There have been numerous holes smashed into the walls between buildings here, just like this one. But this is not a recent development. These neighborhoods have been preparing themselves for battle for years now. Some shops are open, not for business, but for safe passage. We're in the Sunni Bab el-Tibbani neighborhood, separated from the Alawite area in the hills, Jabal Mohsin. Dividing the two is the appropriately named Syria Street. This is as close to the front line as we can get. People are having to dart across this one road because right around the corner is Syria Street, and that is where these clashes are being concentrated. It's not the first time these two sides have clashed, each time sparked by different events. In this case, both agreed that it was children playing with BB guns, a scenario that somehow escalated into this. Both blame each other. And this time residents fear it's going to last. This woman says a shell just slammed into their bedroom right on the front line. They're going to hunker down with relatives nearby. No one was hurt, but it was clearly time to go. These makeshift, very crude routes are also how families are evacuating. The Bab el-Tibbani gunmen say they are hardly firing back. The other side claims they are showing restraint as well. With gunfire echoing through the narrow streets, it's hard to determine where it's coming from. They're telling us to be careful of the opening right there as we move up towards one of the fighting positions. The Sunni gunman says the Alawites are well armed, funded by the Syrian regime. On this side of the battleground, it's clear where loyalties lie. The Syrian opposition flag is painted on a storefront. A poster on the wall of 4 people from the area killed in clashes since the Syrian uprising began. Amidst fears that yet another generation will grow up to the sounds and brutal lessons of war. Arwa Damon, CNN, Tripoli, Lebanon.
A U.S. congressman is in hot water after skinny dipping in the Sea of Galilee. Republican Representative Kevin Yoder of Kansas was on a privately funded trip to Israel last year when he stripped down to his birthday suit and took a dip. Diana Magnay reports.
It's hot in these hills in August. So hot, people even like to take their chairs into the water to cool down. Any naked bathing, though? Not round here. The Sea of Galilee is, after all, where Christians believe Jesus walked on water, fed the 5,000. Nudism? No way.
People respect this lake because of its religious sensitivity. For the Christian, for the Jewish, no, nobody swims here naked, really. I swear.
And yet, Republican Congressman Kevin Yoder admits he did just that. Our line of inquiry, based on Politico's reporting, which broke the story, has brought us to the Dex restaurant in Tiberias, where apparently around half the group of 30 US lawmakers took the plunge. All the indications are that this is where it happened. It's a deck that's perfect for a large group. Imagine the scene. It's late on a balmy night in August. You've had a huge meal, possibly a little bit to drink, and the waiter suggests diving into the Sea of Galilee. He opens this gate, and really, what could be more inviting? Gross Granot, the owner, says she doesn't remember that particular group, but that a late-night swim here is par for the course.
You sit back, enjoy a beautiful dinner, great lamb chops, and then you just jump to the water because it's a part of the experience.
In a statement, Yoda apologised for his actions, writing, "Regrettably, I jumped into the water without a swimsuit." We ask a nearby swimmer whether he'd heard of the congressman's antics.
No, did he survive? Yes. That's good, because the Sea of Galilee was much lower last year.
A late-night transgression, though Gross Granot thinks the reason why the story's making waves now is a lot more unsavoury.
Somebody is trying to use this as a weapon to hurt the Republicans who are so devoted to us, to Israel.
Israelis none too happy to be caught up in other people's politics. Diana Magnay, CNN, Tiberias, Israel.
Experts tonight are poring over new underwater pictures that may help solve one of the biggest mysteries of last century. What happened to aviation pioneer Amelia Earhart and her plane in her fateful attempt to fly around the world back in 1937. CNN's Rasilia Vasileva has the latest development.
A spunky haircut and a wry smile belied Amelia Earhart's intrepid spirit, only the 16th woman in history to earn a pilot's license. Earhart would push the limits of what aviators and women would dare to do. Her disappearance over the Pacific Ocean 75 years ago elevated her legendary status. Last month, researchers looking for clues embarked on yet another mission with high hopes.
We think the Earhart plane is there, and we've got the right people, we have the right technology, we have the right support.
There is somewhere near here, a coral atoll called Nikumaroro. The tiny reef, just 6 kilometers long, belongs to the Republic of Kiribati, a few hundred kilometers off Earhart's intended flight plan. Researchers zeroed in because of this photograph taken in the 1930s that appeared to show a landing gear sticking out of the water. The $2.2 million expedition last month recorded hours of underwater video near the site. Poring over pictures upon their return, the team paused on this image. Perhaps nothing special to the untrained eye, but to Gillespie's team,
It was a landing gear that we saw on the reef in the 1937 photo, and we're wondering if maybe we've found the thing that we see in the 1937 photo, although now broken into pieces.
forensic scientists say this looks like man-made material in a debris field.
That uppermost arrow has the same shape and dimensions as the fender on the landing gear of a Lockheed Electra. Down to the right seem to be other components of the landing gear. There's something there that might be a tire.
Potential new evidence that could be a step closer to solving a 75-year-old mystery. Ralitza Vasileva, CNN, Atlanta.
Sports is next here on WVTT. Derek Smith standing by at the sports desk. Keep it locked here on News Channel 25, WVTT.